So you've talked a lot about home sharing, but I was hoping you could talk about the regulatory environment insofar as it pertains to professionally managed Airbnbs. So folks who are not sharing their home, but have apartments that are full-time Airbnbs.
Yeah, sure. I'll give a couple thoughts, and then Mr. Mayor noted, I'm sure from the perspective of a mayor. So I think what we talked about when we did the Airbnb policy compact last year was recognizing every city is different. There are some cities that are affirmatively seeking to have more of that commercial element. I think of a place like Tokyo is like that, or places like Florida where there's a real vacation rental area. In other cities where there is historic housing crises, i.e. San Francisco, or a Berlin, or in New York City, I think those are places that we've made really clear that we want to respect the fact that we want to help people stay in their homes and not necessarily be a challenge in terms of removing possible long-term rentals from the market. I'll be clear, I think most of these places would have housing challenges regardless of whether we existed or not, but we certainly don't want to be in the middle of that conversation because we want to be part of the solution and not perceived as part of the challenge. But I know you've spent a lot of time on this.
I mean, a couple things. I think we need to try to really put to rest this nonsense that Airbnb somehow created housing crises in a variety of cities across the country. Just cut the crap. We've had housing crises in a variety of cities across the United States of America for many, many years, and quite honestly, putting on my old hat, if we had less hypocrisy in Washington, D.C. from folks cutting funding to go to cities to build affordable housing in the first place, we'd actually make progress in that regard, but that's just my view. With regard to Philadelphia, so 68% of our folks are renting the home that they live in. Another 30% or so are renting a room in the home that they live in. We've got 6,400 listings. $3,500 is the average annual revenue that our hosts are generating. And there's virtually no contribution to any kind of housing issue in Philadelphia. But as Chris said, every city is different, and you need to deal with the local facts, not the national myth or international myth that people kind of spread around. Are there housing challenges in San Francisco? I know the mayor. Yes, there are, but we're not contributing to them. And in many instances, really helping people stay in their homes, pay tuition for their kids, go on trips themselves, or take care of their lives. It's not like they're multi-millionaires and jetting off to faraway places. They're actually contributing to the local economy. And we will continue to, I think, as an organization, continue to try to figure out how to get actual monetary stats on what people are spending in that local community, contributing to small businesses who would never see a benefit from somebody staying, quote unquote, downtown.
Undercurrent under the surface makes the mainstream get so nervous. It's time for purpose, for news to serve us, not with propaganda they use to hurt us.